Because I know she had some other stuff going on, like family court stuff, but I don't know if it's like if that's still happening. Apparently she wrote letters complaining about that judge as well. I haven't seen it yet though. Okay, so I guess we can listen to this really quickly. Pretty short. It is from Caricatures Productions. So shout out to Caricature Productions. So apparently this is one of George's brother, does an interview with law enforcement. It's pretty short. He just talks about his experience with his brother and Sarah Boone as a couple and about how tumultuous their relationship was and his thoughts on Sarah Boone. The alimony stuff is on hold. Yeah, that's possible. It could be that when she didn't want to appear for court, it could be not for a criminal case. It could be for the other stuff. But I mean, I think he was just trying to show that, you know, there are times where she's like not compliant, I guess. I think it's about the video 60 minutes long, but I think the interview is only about maybe like, I think it's like maybe 10 minutes. It's not very long at all. I was listening to it yesterday. What a horrible way to pass. I had a dream about it last night frightening. Yeah, I think I'd rather get shot by a gun than be trapped in a suitcase. Like this is such a horrific, I don't know, this is like horrific. Like super sad. It's torture.
22 hours. This is in reference to Orange County case number 20-017904. I'm currently located in my unmarked agency vehicle outside of yard in Orlando, Florida. In the car with me is my partner,
Scott Lower.
And in the front seat is, sir, can you state your name for me?
Juan Torres.
And your birthday?
31.
Okay. And you are the brother to George Torres Jr., correct?
Yes.
Okay. It came to my, your parents had explained to me that you had a conversation with George a few days ago. Do you recall that specific date?
Yes. It was Sunday.
On Sunday. So Sunday, we're looking at the calendar together, the 23rd?
The 23rd.
Okay, so February 23rd, you guys had a conversation. Do you recall what time that conversation took place?
7:30. Well, it finished at 7:30.
Do you remember what time it started? Do you by any chance still have it in your call log?
So this was about 2 days before George was found dead. Because he was found on he was found on February 25th. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now.
Does it do it when... So it had to be 7:30.
Wait, hold on a second. Oh, okay, sorry. He was found on the 25th because remember, it was overnight, but the event would have happened on the 24th. So this is the day before it happened.
Because when you call, it clocks it. It doesn't do it at the end. It starts it.
It starts it, and then it tells you how long you talked for.
So it was 7:30. Then.
Okay. If you do have it in your call log, I'd love to take a picture of it if you still have it.
It's on Sunday right here.
So it'd be Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
if you click, I'm just gonna...
Yeah.
There we go. Do you mind if I take a photo?
No, it's fine.
Okay. And so it says you received an incoming call at 7:30, and you guys spoke for 4 minutes.
Yes. We was talking. I was playing dominoes with my kids and my wife. And at first I wasn't gonna pick it up. Then I picked up.
Okay.
Because they were always fighting and stuff with alcohol. So he started talking to me. He was calm. So I was like, oh, okay. So I put it on speaker. So my kids are there, like they joke around with him, and he was joking around with them. And we're talking, and he's talking to me about when we was kids. And then, like a couple minutes after that, that's when I hear in the back start arguing with him. No, I have to call my brother. I have to talk to him. And he's like, no, I'm talking to my brother.
Oh, yeah. Sarah Boone does have a brother. I don't know why I forgot about that first. I was like, wait, she has a brother? Yeah, I forgot. She mentioned that when she was trying to when she was complaining about Patricia Cashman. Because I think her brother was trying to help Sarah Boone out by potentially figuring out ways to get Sarah Boone out of bond. And then she accused Patricia Cashman of lying to her brother about something.
It was her phone, so... And then she starts arguing and telling him that, no, tell him what you've been doing to me. You choked me, this and that. But he was calm. And he was like, okay, I gotta let you go. And then he said, I love you. And then I told him I love you. And basically, that was it.
So she yells in the background, tell him what you've been doing to me.
Yeah.
You've been choking me.
Yeah.
Did you ask him anything about that?
No, because the thing with them, they would fight and they would hit each other. Because there was times he came here and she had hit him with a phone and he had a black eye. So it was like...
Did you witness that?
I didn't get to see it, but
Okay.
he told me himself.
Okay.
So
you guys know that there's domestic between the two?
Between them. And I told him, get out of there, get out of there. I would tell him leave. And what's crazy is that he would leave, come here, and she would call and tell him to come back, and she would come and get him. Mm-hmm. So if she had the car, he didn't have a car.
Right.
So...
You said that he sounded calm?
He was calm, relaxed. Like he would... I can tell because my brother's been drinking for a long time. Mm-hmm. We tried to get him help before.
Right.
And I can tell when he was like really drunk, and he wasn't that drunk that night.
He wasn't.
So when you're describing him as calm, that's an indication that he hadn't been drinking that much.
He wasn't that drunk. No.
Okay. So when he's been drinking, does he get really excited?
Sometimes he gets excited, and you can tell he like slurs his words, and he like, and I can tell like he gets really emotional, and sometimes starts crying and.
Okay. And none of that happened.
No, none of that.
Have you ever witnessed them physically fight?
I've seen them because I've been to their house and she's come out all crazy. I went over with my wife, and they had called me to go over there. She had called me to go over there.
Sarah?
Sarah had.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'll come over. That he wanted to see me, so I went over. And as soon as I get there, she comes out crazy because she had saw some guy peeing around the corner, and she was trying to fight the guy and argue with the guy. And my brother was like, yo, calm down, B. Just calm down. And
Can you imagine Sarah Boone trying to fight someone? And I think Sarah Boone, when we saw her in the arrest video, she was like way skinnier back then.
I went to that. That's why I would try to avoid everything. Like I would call, whenever he called me, I talked to him. I tried to talk to him, but it was always like they were always.
Did she physically touch George, or was she just getting really upset and
like she came out upset? But I would like. There's a person I can't remember. Somebody seen him because he was on a bike one day, and he told me I can't remember the person it was because he was on a bicycle, and she hit him with the car. And I can't remember who the person was. And he told me.
Was it a neighbor or something? Sorry, the audio is a little bit like, it's not the greatest. Sometimes there's like blips and stuff like that. Like.
Have you ever seen any marks on George?
Yeah, around his neck, eye.
Like what kind of marks?
Like the time she hit him with the phone.
Okay.
He had a black eye, scratches all over his neck.
Would you see Sarah every time you saw George?
Off and on. Like, if I would go over there, I would see her with him. And then sometimes if he ever came here, I would see him. Or sometimes when I would go over there, he would just come out and I wouldn't see him.
So you more saw your brother than Sarah?
I think it was equal.
Equal?
Because I've seen her, sometimes she had marks and stuff. So
and what do you mean by marks?
Like bruises and stuff too. They used to beat each other.
And where were her bruises be?
I've seen on her arm, black eyes too.
Okay. Did George ever confide in you about their domestic problems? Like, did he ever tell you? Is there anything else that he's ever told you about him and Sarah? Any arguments? Any physical altercations?
He didn't really like to talk about it like that. Like, everybody knew it.
Right.
Like, they used to come here and fight and stuff.
Okay.
And my mom wouldn't like it and tell them to go.
Right.
And
dude, I feel so bad for the family members too. Like, can you imagine like having your sibling, your son, dating this person, and then they both have a very tumultuous relationship. It's just like a hot mess, and like, I don't know, man. That's so fucking hard. I don't know how you could like deal with that shit.
I know one day she came, it's been maybe like 2 months. My dad, because she always tried to hug everybody. Everybody didn't want to be hugging like that. And she pushed my dad, and my dad fell.
Yeah.
So.
Would they always, would Sarah always be intoxicated when you saw her?
Most of the time.
And what about George?
There was times he was not, he had drank, but he wasn't like drunk. Like, he would try to, like, eat and try to have her eat because they was always drinking so much. So he was like, we need to eat something. But
Did you, like a couple of years ago, did you and your brother have any kind of a falling out? Did you guys get into an argument, a fist fight or anything?
no. See,
Has he gotten into a physical altercation with any of your brothers?
with Farrell, he did. The one that had the long hair.
The curly hair?
Yeah. With him, but it was just
How severe of a fight was this, though?
not brothers.
Did he have
Anybody go to
to?
the hospital?
No, nothing like that.
Anybody have, like, bloodied lips, broken noses, anything like that?
Broken eye?
No. Oh, he had.
Yeah, with the way that they're questioning, it seems like they already have some information. They just want to make sure it's confirmed with another witness. Hello, Hannibal Crossing. Thank you so much for joining the membership. Welcome. Hey, like I said, I love that name. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yeah, enjoy your badge and enjoy your emotes. Thank you.
With my other brother, too, with Mo. George had went to the hospital.
George went to the hospital.
Yeah,
And it was a few years ago, like 2 years ago, maybe 2.5.
That happened because she said they was drunk. They was at my Mo's house, at Moses' house. That's the other one.
Moses?
Moses, his name's Moses.
Is it last name Torres?
Torres.
Okay.
He they had got into it because Sarah had came and said that she had George had beat her, and then they got into it. But I wasn't there that day. Moses he can tell you about that.
But George did go to the hospital?
George went. George was in the hospital for that.
Do you remember what injuries he sustained?
Something in his eye sockets.
She even tried to hug the cop who... Wait, really? I don't know if I remember that. She tried to hug the cop that arrested her? Like for comfort? I don't know if I remember that. I just remember she just kept constantly trying to ask to get her cigarettes or something. And then she was like trying to get some water. She was like drinking out the hose. I don't know. And I just remember her just like... Me. He wanted her to be her suitor, not her suitcase. Oh, God. What? Studio. Thank you so much for the 2.
What injuries he sustained?
Something in his eye sockets.
The nose, maybe?
I think his nose, too. But it had... Something was wrong with his, like...
Orbital?
Yeah, the orbital.
Yeah.
What?
Hi, Rachel.
All right. Is there anything else that you think is important for us to know about your brother or Sarah and their relationship? I'm assuming the 4-minute conversation, he was just kind of like, you guys were just talking at first.
At first, just talking. I noticed that he was okay. It wasn't a fight.
He said he was joking with your kids, and then you hear Sarah in the background. And then
that's when Sarah came.
And then you let him go, or he let you go.
Because he was like, my niece and nephew are there, they can hear you, like. So he was like, all right, fine, then.
Okay.
How did she sound?
She sounded like crazy, like she always did.
Like she always did. Oh, so that was like the last time that he spoke to his brother. That's so sad.
Like, she was always like that, crazy. Like, she would just start yelling.
Was she yelling any kind of threats or anything?
No. She was just saying about calling her brother.
What? Thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate the support. Thank you.
About calling her brother.
I'm losing confidence in the judge's ability to keep her in check. Really? I feel like he's been doing a really good job so far. I think he does a really good job at balancing patience and at the same time being really firm with her.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you promise and swear everything we've talked about has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Yes. This ends the recording. 13.
Yeah, I was going to say she does sound kind of annoyed. Like, okay, is there like anything else you want to tell me about your brother? But it could just be her tone. Because like, I don't know, I was thinking the same way too. If I just lost my family member, someone who's really important to me, and then I have someone, interviewing me and they sound like this, unsympathetic, I'd be like, you know what, fuck you. I'm not talking to you.
1935.
Let me talk to someone else.
Once again, this female
All right, so, I guess we'll listen to this part.
detective interrupts the person she's interviewing. God, it's so annoying.
I hate that too. I hate it when I hate it when they're fucking interviewing and then they interrupt what the person is saying. I'm like, no, let them keep talking. Let them keep going. Or if there's 2 interviewers and then they interrupt each other or they like contradict each other, like, I don't know, that should annoy the shit out of me.
true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, that was it. This is very short. Apparently that was an interview that law enforcement did with George's brother. And it seems like they have maybe a total of 4 brothers that was mentioned. There's Moses, there's is it Pharaoh, I think? And then this brother, and then there's George. I think she would have delayed until the year 3000. That's what I was thinking. I thought that was her plan. Let's go through as many attorneys as we can, try to delay this shit, and then at some point should be like, guys, look, I've had so many ineffective counsel. We should just let me go. Just let me go. I don't just let me go. I've been sitting in jail for 4 years, 5 years now. This is unfair. You're catching up at 1.5 speed. Good luck. All right, y'all. So I really wanted to go back and cover the history between George and Sarah Boone. I have a file that I was gonna go over. I have this like folder on my desktop that I was gonna go over, I think like last year. But because the trial date kept getting pushed out, I was like, yeah, I'll just do it later. But I do want to go over the history between Sarah Boone and George, because there's a lot going on between the two of them. Sarah gets mad enough in court. Who knows what she may try? Can you imagine her questioning her ex? I feel bad for the witnesses that are going to go up there and testify against her and be like, oh my God, seriously? Sarah Boone's going to be the one that's questioning me? Ugh. I'd rather have her have an attorney represent her. But, oh well. This is how it happened,